Hey guys, Nuan here with Movie Slinger Reviews, and today we are going to talk about Joker. So joining me once again is Oshita Narangada.
Hello,
Oshita,
thanks for having me
it's
here.
great to have you back, and so let's talk about the Joker. So first let's review the movie, and then after that we'll move on to a little spoiler discussion. So Joker is the story of Arthur Fleck. He's a clown that dreams of one day becoming a stand-up comedian. So he has a mental condition, and we see him get bullied as a result of that. He starts to uncover some disturbing things about his own past, and as these things combine and pile up, it finally pushes him over the edge, and we see how the Joker character is created. So his new identity is forged as a result of all these negative things he goes through. So what did you think about how they portrayed this character?
The character portrayal, I think that is one of the most unique things about the movie.
It's a fresh new take we haven't seen before.
It's a very fresh new take, and compared to other characters in the DC universe, the Joker doesn't have one specific origin. That's the mysterious part about
the different versions have different.
Even like if you look up, even the creation of the Joker is mysterious. The man who loves inspired the creation. So still we don't know his actual name. I love the portrait. I mean, I was really surprised.
Cool. I really liked it too, and what I really liked was that they focused on his neurological condition. So what happens is this Arthur Fleck has this condition where he will laugh uncontrollably when he's scared or angry or nervous or sometimes sad, and apparently this condition is based on a real life condition. So when I looked into this, I was really surprised, and I thought it was really fascinating that this guy, he has this laughing condition. And you can imagine how, Gotham is not a nice and friendly place. So if a person like that is going to get bullied. So what I really appreciated about that was that the filmmakers used this kind of real life condition and used that to create this character. And because of that, it's kind of scary because you feel like it can happen for real. This is not like, it's not as simple as falling into a pool of chemical waste like we see in the other versions, right?
Knock it!
I honestly thought, basically, what's more dangerous than falling into a vat of chemicals? It's like going through, all the negativity in a society. When he got bullied, I mean, right in the beginning of the movie, when he started laughing for the first time, even I couldn't stop my laugh because it was... I was quite shocked. Why? I mean, I want to find the reason why.
But and then they reveal it.
And his performance, his laugh was so natural. I don't know how he pulled it off. I mean, he deserved a separate award just for that.
And Joaquin, what a performance!
Yeah, Joaquin's performance amazing. Yeah. And in the beginning, I started laughing with him. To be honest, you might find it funny. But then eventually I started feeling sorry for him.
Because he can't control it. It's not his fault.
In the beginning, I thought maybe I was wondering whether he was exposed to smiling gas or something, and then realized, okay, this is the reason.
And then he shows that card, and you're like, it shocked me.
It shocked me, and I was like, I felt bad about myself for laughing in the beginning because I had no idea about what happened, and then eventually they started, weaving the webs of the story eventually.
And that was really interesting to see that, because when he's laughing, it's also hurting him. He's also in pain because he's laughing and crying at the same time. And that's what I was like, that's why his performance is so amazing.
Yeah, and he wants to stop it. He knows people are going to, bully him, but he had no other choice. So he kept laughing. But most of the people, they didn't care about it at all. They were like, made fun of him instead of helping him.
And what dedication to his art, because, we see him and he's so skinny in this movie. He lost a lot of weight to play this role. And he's so skinny, you can see his rib cage, right? You can see his spinal column jutting out of his back. Like, I'm like, wow, this guy really transformed for this role. It kind of reminded me of Christian Bale in some other movies. So I was like, wow, this guy, I think this is probably one of his most memorable performances. And we might even see an Oscar nomination.
Probably.
Let's see what happens with Joaquin Phoenix. I hope he gets a nomination. I feel like he deserves it. The performance he gave.
Fingers crossed.
Let's see. Let's talk about Gotham City, right? Because I felt like this version of Gotham had its own kind of personality. What did you feel about the portrayal, how they showed it?
I agree with it because
Yeah.
usually Gotham is supposed to be a very gloomy, dark city because full
Yeah.
of criminals,
Very grimy, grungy,
very
yeah.
grimy, grungy and all. But as you said, I mean, you
Yeah.
basically answered your question. It had
Yeah.
it had its own personality.
You know, what I felt was that it felt like the city where hope goes to die.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean,
it's so bleak.
not only
Yeah.
it's bleak, and you can actually compare Gotham with real world cities such as
Yes.
cities going through
Yeah.
political trauma.
Yes.
You know what happened. I mean, the first city I remembered while I was watching the movie is Hong Kong. The recent political unrest.
Yes, there's a lot of
See,
unrest there.
a lot of unrest with the riots and all.
Yeah.
And Hong Kong is one example.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people are tired of discrimination
Yes,
and
yes.
people just
And the system as well, because
they-
it's favoring the rich people.
Favoring
You
rich
see in
people,
Gotham, yeah.
and people expect change, and politicians are just just serving themselves. They are not caring about people who are suffering
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
city. So
And one thing I liked was
it was so grounded.
Yes, it was grounded. It felt very real. And one thing I really liked was it had that late 1970s New York aesthetic.
Yeah.
So it felt very authentic. Like, even because we've seen Gotham in various other versions, right? We've seen Tim Burton's very gothic look. We've seen Nolan's one, but I felt like this felt more authentic because it felt like a real place. And of course, the production design. Like, you have to really, it was so excellent, right? You have to really give the props to these guys.
Yes,
Because
yes.
they made sure this movie looked
So
good,
realistic.
looked real.
And
Yeah.
I think they didn't even use CJ as far as I know, right?
Maybe
like just
there is,
to a certain extent.
Maybe it's in the backgrounds, we don't
But,
notice. But it was very invisible.
But as I heard, this is not a high budget movie.
Yeah,
if I'm
it
right.
was, it was not a big budget spectacle
Yeah.
movie.
Big
And-
budget, yeah.
But that doesn't mean it doesn't look good, because it looks amazing. The cinematography was really good. One thing where I noticed the cinematography was there are some scenes which are a little kind of like almost like a dreamlike trance kind of state, because this Arthur Fleck sometimes he goes into this daydreaming mode. And so the audience is never really sure whether what he's seeing is true or not. So, and I liked how they shot those scenes because it had a dreamlike quality to it. So I really appreciated that.
A lot of people, Joaquin, right? So
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix,
he deserves all the accolades, but apart from his portrayal, there are many more aspects that we should talk about. As in, the cinema, as you said, cinematography, and also
The music?
The music, I think it's a famous cello player.
Okay.
So I think she contributed to Sicario, the second movie as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
she's from Iceland. I can't remember her name.
The music was really
music
good.
is really good.
Yeah.
It's very simple and eerie, kind
Yeah.
of like eerie.
Yeah, very haunting kind
Very
of music.
haunting, and it goes well with
the
his
visuals.
visuals and all. Yeah.
And I also liked the pop songs they used because they felt very appropriate for the
Wow.
period. Yeah, they felt very appropriate for the period.
And the colors, when
Yeah.
it's raining, it's everything superb.
It really made Gotham feel like it came alive.
Came alive.
Yeah.
And even the actors who played minor roles, they did their best. Like very as
Robert
he
De
said,
Niro as the TV show host, I thought he was really cool.
Funny.
Yeah, he was really funny. While I was watching Joker, there's one thing I felt, right? I wanted to know whether you felt the same thing. Did it feel like a Martin Scorsese period piece drama? Because I got a lot of Taxi Driver vibes.
Talking to me?
Okay.
I don't know if you watched that movie.
No, I couldn't watch it actually.
Okay,
No.
it stars Robert De Niro, who's also in this movie.
But
And,
I'm familiar with Martin.
you should
movies,
check
yeah.
it out because at some times it did feel like a remake of that because that also tackles some depressing psychological issues, and also on the other side the political turmoil going in the city. So there are similarities. Of course, even though I said it's almost like a remake, let's not diminish the Joker because this is a great movie in its own right.
I'm trying you.
I feel like this is a movie that not just comic book fans will appreciate.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
anybody can watch this and take away something important out of this. I think it's really interesting. And
So basically, the
yeah.
director and the writers, they wanted to address many real world issues, and then they use the Joker.
Yeah, that
As
was
the-
a very
yeah.
good way to go about it. Yeah.
I mean, even the director said that they didn't follow any specific storylines.
yes.
But then I honestly felt like, Alan Moore's The Killing Joke somewhat influenced the one bad day vibes.
One bad day.
But here he had to
And
go
he
through.
does.
Oh,
He
here-
does say at one point. He does say, "I had a bad day." He says the line.
bad week. Yeah.
Okay.
Bad
okay,
week.
Okay.
No, the thing is, in Alan Moore's Killing Joke, I think if people have read it, they know
Okay.
it was just one bad day for him, right? But in this, like, he had to go through
Yeah,
more than
there's
just
a lot of
more
things
than
going
just
on,
one
yeah.
bad day. So
It's not just one single event. It's
So,
a
like,
series
people-
of things
yeah,
that are
people are
happening.
testing his limits.
Yeah. Everybody's like in his face. Yeah.
It's insanely good.
And now this is not an action movie, but it does have some very suspenseful moments.
Very intense
Yes.
moments.
So one moment I really liked was the chase scene where the cops are coming after him and he's going through this train. I thought that was really cool. And of course the big climactic moment, the big TV interview. So Arthur Fleck, he looks up to this TV host, right? He's always wanted to be in this show. He finally gets to go on it, and so he's there, and you're wondering, okay, what's he going to do? Now, I'm not going to spoil anything here, but let's just say it was so unpredictable what was going to happen. I had no idea what he was going to do, and it was so suspenseful.
And also the scene inside the compartment.
Oh, the train compartment.
Train
yeah.
compartment.
While the cops are chasing him.
Yeah.
That was really interesting.
Before the cops started chasing
Oh, with the
him, you know
bullies,
what?
right?
With
boss.
the bullies, yeah.
Oh, yes. That was also
both
really...
scenes are pretty good.
Yeah, there are some really intense moments, and there is a lot of violence as well.
Violence.
I felt like they handled it. I mean, it wasn't like too, it wasn't glorified or anything. I think they used it for the storytelling. So I thought they handled it really well.
It worked well because that context, they had to include violence.
They had to include
violence
some.
and-
Yeah. So Oshita, before we wrap up this review, now I think we both agree that this movie is great. I think we both agree that, right?
Goes without saying. Yeah.
but before we recommend it, there's something I wanted to address. Now, there's a lot of controversy surrounding this movie. Now, there are some people who felt that this movie might inspire a mentally unstable person to go on a mass shooting or something. Now, I get it, like, if you're a victim of a mass shooting or if a loved one had died, I can understand those people being uncomfortable. But having said that, and having watched the movie, do you feel like filmmakers should avoid subject matter like that? How do you feel?
No, I mean, you should not avoid. I mean, if you're a filmmaker, you should not avoid it because these are real world matters, right? So, though, I mean, I'm not talking about a scenario similar to, what we saw in 30 Reasons Why. That is, I honestly believe that is a bad portrayal of, suicidal tendencies.
Okay.
But in this case, you should actually tell the world, how things are. For an example, I remember, I think Josh Brolin mentioned that a lot of people they tend to avoid what's underneath the rug.
Okay.
So
they try to forget about it.
Forget about it. So
this sheds some light on it.
Shed some light and actually shows what's happening.
Yeah.
And how people get themselves influenced and how a lot of people gets ill-treated.
Yes, true.
Ill-treated. So
and also
I think you should not avoid it.
You should not avoid
But
it. I agree with you.
But it's all. I mean, it's the approach. It's the execution.
It's how
what
you
matters.
execute it. Yes. Because you shouldn't make Joker look like a hero.
Definitely.
Because Joker is not the hero here. This is not an inspiring tale. This is a cautionary tale. This is basically telling us what to avoid. So my takeaway, what I got out of this was that, if there are mentally, disabled people, we should treat them with respect and understanding, and we can't, neglect them. I think that's the takeaway I got out of this.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I want to mention is because I've come across people who are going through mental trauma and mental illnesses. Some people, it's like, when person is going through a bad day, when person is not relaxed, if you ask him to just relax, it's not going to help him. It's going to make it worse. Similar, in a similar note, when a person is suffering mentally, some people will be like, okay, it's just in your head, you have to just ignore it. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Because you have to wear the shoes of that person to really understand what that person is going through. So
we can take the time.
Yeah, we cannot just have an idea just by looking the interface. Because you see what a person is going through, that doesn't mean that you would know what is actually happening inside his mind. So in that sense, this movie did a marvelous job.
Yes, and I think it's a very important movie that I think I can recommend this movie for everyone to watch, except of course, please don't take your kids. Please don't take your kids, because I feel like
this movie gives a lot of bad vibes.
Yes, and the thing is that I think you have to be at a certain emotional maturity to fully appreciate the themes and the subject matter. So I feel like kids will probably not take it very well. So I think adults, I think you need to watch this. So I think we both can recommend this movie.
Yes.
Go and watch it, check it out. And yeah, anything more you wanted to add before we wrap up the review, Oshita?
Yeah, so all in all, I think this movie actually, I mean, unlike those days now, people are, there are many people who are conflicted. There's war, political unrest, in many cities. So this movie basically, portrayed the fact that, going through such troubles in life is much more worse than, falling into a vat of chemicals.
Yes.
So in this movie, the society created the Joker.
Yes. The system itself is sort
The
of
system
responsible.
itself.
Yeah.
So it has to do with the system and how people think and how people treat other people. So always you should listen to people and have some patience and see what's going on, and if you're able to help them, go ahead and help.
Yes,
Otherwise,
don't get in their way. Don't hinder them,
way.
yeah. So with that, let's wrap up the review. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Oshita, for joining me.
Thank you very much again.
And of course, stay tuned for our next episode where we talk a little bit about the spoilers which we didn't mention in this review. So thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Movie Slinger out.